Thanks for listening to this episode of Who's in Face Wrestling Podcast. On today's episode, I am riding solo, which I feel like I need, again, with this crew that I'm about to interview, I feel like I might need backup at some point. They have been known to jump people outside of Logan Square. There's video footage of it. Some things were stolen a couple different times. But Chris and I have been wanting to have these two gentlemen on to interview really ever since we have interviewed the Bang Bros, which I was looking back at it. It was like December 2020. So there's been like a whole year and a couple months of stuff that's happened. But obviously another rising tag team on the Chicago independent scene and people that we associate with the Bang Bros. So as soon as like we have the Bang Bros on, we're like, okay, we need to get Pick and Pop on. And then things happen, things come up here and there, shows start coming back, and we just haven't done it. So I'm finally, I guess, very proud to have you guys on the podcast. Pick and Pop, Darius, Latrell, Koda, Hernandez. How are you guys doing?
First, there's no need to associate us with the Bang Bros.
Okay.
About to say that. I was about to say that.
Level.
About to
They're
say
not
that.
in our league.
Not your league.
They can't even sit on the same bench. We don't sit on the bench anyway, but they definitely couldn't even sit on the same bench that we sit on. So
okay.
But thank you for having us. I guess.
Yeah. I'm right. PNP.
I guess because you guys were in the same freelance graduating class, right? You guys kind of have debuted around the same time, so that's kind of where the association comes from.
What's graduating? I've never done that.
Well, graduating from wrestling school, maybe Freelance Academy. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I guess in those terms, I can agree to that. We do come from the same place.
Okay.
We're not the same.
You're not the same.
Not close.
No, not close.
So, that's what I kind of want to get into. So, the differences, right? What you guys are being booked a lot. Congratulations on that. I think we've seen Chris and I have seen a ton of your matches. We hope to see more. So I think that's the purpose of this podcast, is to try to figure out who Pick and Pop is. I'm going to start with a question. I'll start with Darius. And this is kind of a very broad question, so take it wherever you go. But we want to know what you love about wrestling. What are the aspects you love about it? People go to certain, like the performance part of it, the athleticism part. What is it that you love about wrestling?
Let's see. What do I love about wrestling? There's so many things I could choose, but I guess I would have to say I love storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
There's an art in that. It puts meaning into many other matches, and I feel like a lot of people like one specific thing. Like you might have people who love just pure wrestling matches, right? But I think for me, putting it all together, the in-ring action, the storytelling, the promos, all of that goes into it for me. But I think storytelling is a big part of it.
Yeah, no, that's great. Chris and I always point to that. I saw one of your promos recently. It was the press conference one. I thought that was fairly recently. It was a unique idea. It was something that I don't think I have ever seen before. Can you talk about because I think that kind of goes with your individual, like just how you present yourself in the ring, your individual character, but how did you come up with that idea? Can you talk about that?
Well, I feel like it's just something that I'm used to. I've been an athlete pretty much my entire life.
Okay.
And a part of that is doing interviews, doing press conferences at the college games, at the professional games. And I feel like I do have to point that out because I know most of the commentaries are always saying former Division I. I did play professionally. I did play semi-pro. I've been to London, been to Amsterdam, been to Belgium, did that whole thing. So, it's something that's just in my wheelhouse, that's just natural, and I just wanted to bring it to the wrestling world. So you guys will definitely see more of that. That was just like an introductory to some things that I wanted to do, but you'll see more added to it because I feel like it could be layers added to that.
Awesome. That's great. I didn't know about your playing career. We can get into that in the dessert section. Before I jump over to Koda, I probably should have introduced this. If you're not familiar, this is a buffet style podcast, the buffet line. So we have the salad, which we're in now, which is to kind of get to know these two gentlemen. And we're going to go to the main course, which we talk about some stuff they've done in the ring and a little bit more about that. And the dessert is kind of your guilty pleasure. We can talk about whatever. Koda, I want to ask you the same question now. What is it that you love about wrestling?
For me, to be honest, it was the only time you would see probably me, my grandfather, and my father all together.
Okay.
Because my grandfather was a fan, dad was a fan, and the time we got to spend with each other is probably when we were watching wrestling. So
Yeah.
it just comes down to family, man, and having time with them, and then just growing up around it. You know, obviously some stuff got mixed up growing up, but wrestling was always there. No matter what Monday or Friday was, wrestling was on for me.
Yeah. No, that's great. I had tons of memories as well, like growing up watching. So it's cool that kind of has stuck with you and made an impression on your life. I think we were talking to James recently, and he said that you used to go to some of the original underground shows, right? Is that talk about that? Like you used to go to those shows and now you're on them, which is really cool.
Yeah, man. So that's crazy to think about. When I was about 13, before I kind of screwed up a little bit and got a little bit lost in like my way of life or whatever.
Sure.
About 13, my dad, he's a huge indie guy. He had a friend who was an indie wrestler. His name was Tim Norton. He passed away unfortunately this year. But then we found like underground, and that's where I was going to underground, Vanguard, some other shows around. That's where I first seen like Isaiah wrestle.
Okay.
Eric Priest. I'm trying to think of like Mojo McQueen. I remember seeing him a lot when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was crazy. I mean, they did some back in the day. They did some crazy stuff underground. I seen them have a War Games match. I mean, as a 13-year-old kid, I watched it live, and it was way different than what you would see on TV. It's more like grimy.
Yeah, were you still able to appreciate and compartmentalize? Like, this is a show I'm going to, but it's the same stuff I'm seeing on TV.
Oh, I love I would rather go to like probably like at least all the indie events than like go to like a Raw.
Okay.
Because like that's where you see people like I don't know the passion that they have, the drive that they have at those indie shows. They really do like everything just to get like noticed, and that's when you can tell like the drive in them. So I loved indie wrestling, like Chicago indie wrestling. It's crazy for me as a kid.
That's awesome. That's cool that how you just comparing my experience was I think a little of my, I don't know, we don't have to get into age, but I think I might be a little bit older than you guys. And then growing up in the 90s, seeing the Attitude Era, being a kid on my couch, flipping on Monday night, hitting the last button on the remote to go back and forth between Raw and Nitro. And then getting out of it in like 2002, coming back into it when Sting came back into it, debuted at Survivor Series. And then like maybe a year after that, 2017, I found AAW. And I was just like, what the hell is this independent scene? I had no clue. You got introduced to that as an early age. And now I think I would prefer an indie show over going to Raw. Obviously the Raw product now and the Raw product then is very different.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how we both would say that we both would agree to go on an indie show, but like at different stages in our lives, we found it, which is cool. Great. So you pick and pop. So if no one had seen you guys wrestle before and someone went up to you guys and said, tell me what pick and pop is about, what can I expect from you guys in the ring? What would you tell them? What is your style, your flavor?
I would say we're grit and grind. When we're in the ring, we get out the mud. You don't see a lot of fancy stuff from me or my big man over there. He's gonna slam them people. He's gonna alley-oop them. He's gonna dunk them.
Mm-hmm.
He's power. He is length. He's just straight grimy. Same thing with me here. Like, you're not gonna see cool moves from me. I'm gonna tape my knuckles up, and I'm gonna punch someone in the face, I'm gonna get him on the ground, try to gouge your eyes out. I'm dirty when it comes to it. This is
Okay.
like, it's not lights and flare. It's like streets. We're getting down there. And in terms for my boy Darius over there, we're in the post. We're playing post game here. And we're not going for the 3-pointers. We're in there to you. We're going back to chest. We're doing this for real.
We're gonna slow it down.
I love it. Would you agree with that description, Darius? Did you add anything?
Yeah, I would agree. I would just add, I think for me, obviously we both ground. We both have two different lifestyles, but at the same time, we both had to fight for what we have, right? So it's that commonality in that space. I think the only thing that I would add is, like, even though I'm not trying to be flashy with the moves, I don't mind showing off. You on the basketball court, you gotta talk a little trash. You dunk on somebody, you gotta get in their face. So I was born doing that. So I'm not gonna go away from that. But at the same time, it's I'm 6'8". I don't need to do something super crazy to put you down, unless I just feel like showing off. So
you've seen this man throw another man onto someone else's shoulders, pick them up, and slam them both.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
I was just feeling good that day.
This man, he went viral that day. Oof.
No, I like the approach you guys take. I mean, I think a lot of tag teams will do, and there's nothing wrong with what I'm about to say because it's really cool, but we'll do like diving suicide dives, right? Or tope suicidas. And it's like, you guys don't need to do that. You'd rather get someone in a corner and give them a 5-knuckle sandwich a bunch to the ribs. And that's how you take people out. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So I appreciate you guys taking, I guess, more so a road less traveled, so to speak. How did you guys get paired together? Was it something that you just tried? Was it something that someone put you guys together? Did you guys gravitate towards each other? Like, how did this pairing come together?
I mean, I guess you could say it was meant to be.
Okay.
I would say it's not bad to say.
Yeah. So I know last year we had the show at the Galley Arena with basically the Rookies versus Vets, the Secret Stash show. And management came up to us individually and asked us kind of like, who did we want to face? And at the time, like, we weren't like thinking about tag teaming, but we were being, I guess you could say, confident in the choices that we wanted. We shooting from the top, shooting to the top.
Yeah.
And we looking at guys that have been doing things in this business, especially in Chicago, for a long time. So, when Isaiah asked Koda who he wanted to face, he said he wanted Acid Jazz because of their similar backgrounds and lifestyles. Sure. And when he asked me who did I want to face, and I was like, I wanted Marche.
Right.
Similar background, similar style in the ring almost, and I thought that would be we both thought that would be good picks to test ourselves against some of the legends in Chicago.
Right.
And when that happened, they were like, you know what? We can do a tag team. And, we just gelled. The chemistry was there from the beginning. And, it was like, let's try it out, see where it goes. And here we are. We didn't even have a tag name at first. It was just us.
No, I can appreciate the ambitious attitude. I think that, you want to prove yourself against the best. So I think that makes sense. And yeah, those two names that you dropped, they will come up again in this interview at some point. Mm-hmm. So it's funny. I know you guys had a feud with them that ended in some pretty gruesome stuff, a prison yard match, which was just, I mean, anything that could have happened probably happened. Random stuff being used, handcuffs, a lot of shit.
It was a lot going on that night. It was a lot going on. Whole bunch of randomness, but we definitely got the job done at the end of the day.
Damn right.
For sure. No, I think that's why you guys are in a position that you are now. Before we get into the main course, talk a little bit more about in the ring. Koda, what is your favorite part of a salad? An actual salad?
They don't really have salad in the pin. So
they didn't serve that.
They didn't get no salads out where I come from. The hell is a salad, Darius?
It's something healthy. I know you're used to chow all the time, but
You're damn right.
it's healthy. Has lettuce, sometimes spinach. You can have some baby tomatoes up in there.
Okay.
If you like a little ranch dressing, Caesar's dressing, depending on what type of salad you're going for, there are a lot.
Sounds like Darius has a preference.
The thing is, like, he's still young and he has yet to live life. So I'm trying to, we having our fun doing the shenanigans that we're doing, but at the same time, I had to school him and show him a different side of life.
That's my life coach at some points. Like, he has to sit me down and tell him about how my future is gonna be. It's like he's like an uncle to me at this point.
Yeah. Has counseling experience.
Can you put chicken on a salad at least? Can you put chicken on a salad?
Chicken counts. Chicken counts.
I'll put chicken on a salad.
Baked chicken salad. It can't be fried. It doesn't need to be fried.
But all right, it's cool. Chicken's good either way.
Grilled chicken. Okay. I thought we were gonna have the first ever chow answer in the history of this podcast. We landed on grilled chicken as the
grilled chicken. I'll put grilled chicken.
Now, if this was a year ago, it might be a different story. But
I will say, having this man with me, I could get a little more fine dining because he has some superstar rep. So
okay. It sounds like Darius can show you the finer things in life if he needs to. Darius, what about you? A favorite part of the salad?
Breadcrumbs.
So as in like
croutons.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know the official count, but you are in the majority of that is a majority answer, and I agree with that. That would be my answer. So
okay. Yeah, I mean, and it depends on what type of salad again. I like croutons, but I do like different, like, I forget the name of them, but like fruit salads, but it's not a fruit salad, just all fruit, but like spinach, strawberries, like apples, different salads like that as well.
That's some pecans maybe. That's a fancy salad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
says a lot.
Has a good one.
He can show off and glam it up, like he said. You can show off and glam it up when you want to. You don't need to, but if you're,
I don't even know half of the ingredients he just said for that, whatever that salad is. The hell is a crouton?
Hey man, there's some good croutons out there. Caesar, like he's mentioned, a Caesar salad. Croutons are key in that. Darius mentioned that. I think Portillo's has a really good chicken Caesar salad. If you ever want to switch it up there.
After the shows this weekend, we'll go get you a Caesar salad.
I'm pumped for you.
If you're paying,
yeah, I'm going to pay.
Because if you're not paying, then I'm not paying. Someone else whose wallet gets lost is paying.
Oh, well, speaking of wallets getting lost, we can get into the first bullet point I have here in the hot plate is stealing tag team titles. Is this just like? So is this I know you guys. I think you guys are confident enough that you can win them yourself, but you had to go to this measure, right? It's just part of the tactics, or what's the motivation?
We almost did win them, and then Davey and August's stupid selves had to throw themselves into and distract us, and we lost. If it wasn't for them coming out and stealing the belts, they're thieves. Okay, they're thieves. All right.
Okay. Weren't they stolen before that match though? Didn't you have them steal them before that?
We actually went out to that match to return them to the Take It Home Records
okay.
before they lost them to us.
I see.
So we were actually being the good guys here because we seen the Bang Bros in their match against Take It Home Records, and the Bang Bros were they were gonna take the titles away from Take It Home Records. So we were like, you know what, we're gonna be two good guys, two good boys. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure tag titles are taken away from the Bang Bros. We just happened to never see the Take It Home Records again, so we couldn't return them until we had to fight them. But from my perspective, I think me and Darius are pretty much the good guys in this situation. It's really the Bang Bros who are the thieves, Just in my opinion,
You were safeguarding the titles from the actual thieves.
I made sure to tell my PO the exact story, so there's no mix-up on it, and you guys don't miss me for a couple months. You know, I'm trying to stay out of trouble. Like I just said, this man over here is keeping me out of trouble, so he would never let me do such a thing.
See, now if you put it in context, and like I told him, like you stick to that story. That's community service, honestly.
Community service. I got 72 hours left to go. I'm already almost there.
I told you, I'm getting them right. It's gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. So he did his community service.
Okay.
Took his hours, and I signed the slip. You know,
Sign the slip. It's official.
We took care of it.
So this was like a learning. You were like a learning moment. Like, hey, these titles are not ours yet. Let's go give them back to the Take It Home Wreckers. Have a match, and then the Bang Bros ended up stealing them. So that's what you're just trying to teach Koda a lesson right there.
And I just want to say something. Why were they not reported? We had about 5 phone calls from the police saying like thieves were out and describing us. But when the Bang Bros took it, no phone calls or anything saying that they stole those belts. So all I'm saying is a little bit of unfairness going on here.
Some bias there
From Freelance.
I'm going to tell you why. I'll tell y'all why. Can I be honest for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Do it.
I understand what situation we are in, the situation that Pick and Pop are in. We're not everybody's first choice. You understand? You know, Davey and August, I guess you could say they're like, you know, the first 2 people from like the Freelance Wrestling Academy. I mean, they started training in, like before I got there, before Koda came there. I get that. So, you know, they're getting everything handed to them. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because get it. They were there first, so you want to kind of like treat your first students right. But there's a difference between, you know, getting stuff handed to you and getting things the hard way. You know, like I said before, me and Koda, we've been earning things our entire life. You got these 2 boys, Davey and August. They haven't never needed to want for nothing. They never needed anything. You know, they've always been taken care of. And the same thing is happening on the wrestling scene as well. And they need to understand that at some point, they're going to have to get out here and fend for themselves. And so the only thing that me and Koda are doing is bringing that reality to them. You know, there's going to be high pressure situations. There's going to be things that they're going to need to do on their own.
Okay.
Freelance won't be able to save them every time. And at some point, they need to grow up. That's really all it is. I mean, I know I'm the oldest person in this situation. Koda, he's still young, but he had to grow up fast. Right. Davey, August, they still living that kid life. And at some point, that's going to have to stop. I'm actually trying to help them as a mentor.
Yeah.
You know,
he's trying to help me too. We're trying to help each other.
I'm trying to help them out. But they need a little bit more tough love. So
exactly. To follow up on what my man's saying right here, right?
Okay.
The Bang Bros were the first Freelance Academy tag team, and they thought they're going to be able to just walk their way to whatever they wanted in freelance. They thought shit was sweet. And then what happens? Me and this man roll up, and they're scared for their life. They're like 2 private school kids going to public school.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying there?
Oh man.
They don't know what any of this is like. So now they see us and they're scared. So they go tell the principal. They go tell all the other kids who want to be friends with the rich kids, and they go start talking behind the back. But guess what? You know how we talk behind someone's back where me and Darius come from? You get a straight jaw shot. You get checked real quick. All right. This isn't like no fun and games. This isn't high school anymore. This is the streets. You don't come up on the block and think you just own it. Because then us 2 come in here, we take over everything and take everything from you. And that's what them 2 need to understand.
Man, I couldn't even say it better myself.
Damn. I did not. It's a vicious answer. It sounds like you guys are trying to give a Bang Bros in your opinion, the reality check they deserve. I thought this is a very well answered question. I haven't seen.
They need it. They need it. I mean, they talented. Don't get me wrong. They're super talented, but talent can only take you so far. If you're not mentally tough, if you don't have a heart, especially in this wrestling business, you're not gonna make it. So we're just trying to give them those life lessons now. Some things that you can learn in the ring, learn how to roll, you learn how to bump, you can learn how to do cool moves. But if you're really gonna have a heart for this, you got to be able to take the hard lessons with the good ones too.
I see. Speaking of
You
life
see his-
lessons, oh, go ahead.
This dude Davey drinks energy drinks like a 4-year-old. Like, be a man. Drink like a 40 or something. You're over here drinking like Bang every day. Like, come on, bro. Grow up.
What are you
Like a
brown
40.
bagging? What are you brown bagging in the 40? I want to know. Is it a Colt 45? What is the other one?
I don't
Something
drink.
Steel
drink.
Reserve.
I'm a good image for kids. I don't do that stuff.
Okay.
I don't drink like Davey Bang to show addiction to energy drink. Kids
Okay,
don't drink.
His PO might be listening, and you're asking him if he drinks.
Shit. Yeah, right? Dude, he's with the feds. He has to be with the
He's a
feds. He's
snitch.
connected, dog.
He's a snitch.
I'm telling you. He thought he
What
had
happened
me.
to
He thought
snitches?
he had me.
All right.
Darius warmed me up to those questions. He knows. He taught me how to answer those correctly.
But I feel like you guys could rant about this. I feel like this is leading something. You guys probably rant about him for another 15 minutes. Darius mentioned life lessons. I want to know who's taught you, not physically, but who's taught you some lessons in the ring about wrestling. I know you guys did get some training, or was there anyone in a certain match that you've had so far you came away from that match and you learned something about the wrestling business? And it could be move wise, or it just could be related to anything. Who's been like a mentor for you?
Darius, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. I would say wrestling jazz and realizing that some of these people are built just like me in this wrestling business. Because Jazz will stab you in the stomach if he had to win a match. And coming out of that match and realizing that I'm maybe not the level that these OGs are at taught me that I need to step my game up. And that's what Jazz taught me. Because getting in the ring with him, he was as dirty as I was. He didn't play. He was able to play to the crowd, do his thing, and I couldn't figure him out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just learning from fighting with that type of dude who's just like you to make you realize that you got to keep going no matter what, because you're going to run into one of these, like I said, one of these OGs who know how to fight just as dirty as you, but have more tricks up their sleeve.
Okay. Does that translate, Darius, from you to Marche, or is there someone else who taught you like a lesson where you're like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming?
Yeah, I mean, Marche, of course. I feel like we've been blessed to have a lot of people come in, and I know I'm a star, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Koda's a star,
Mm-hmm.
but I think for me is making sure that I'm able to translate that differently from the stuff that I've done in my basketball career to wrestling. Because basketball is such a fast-paced game, you don't have that much time to gloat. You score, you got to get back on defense, you talk your stuff, and then you go on.
Right.
But wrestling, I feel like I've had people like Ethan Page who have done seminars, Josh Alexander that has come in and did seminars, and they just said, there's moments. There's moments in the match that you need to be able to let things breathe so you can get the reaction that you want from the crowd, or give time for the reaction to happen.
Okay.
And I've been applauded for doing a lot of not crazy stuff, but just being who I am and the way my presence carries itself in the ring, that I need to focus on letting those moments breathe and getting those reactions and letting them sit in, because it just adds. It adds to the match.
Yeah. I think someone who does that really well. We're on kind of even ground with this person now. A lot of the podcast hate has been focused towards Project Monix. I don't know if you guys have an opinion of him.
Oh, our boy.
Well,
that's our boy right there.
We don't have common ground in that area.
Nah, man.
Shame
You seen us at
on you.
Emporium? You seen us at Emporium?
Oh yeah, you guys teamed together. I was there for that. Yes, I was there for that. Yeah,
that's 72 and 10 right there. So we call it 72 and 10 right there.
So you do have did you wait? So Monix gets pinned a lot, right? Didn't he get pinned that match?
A lot.
He got pinned just that match. What you talking about? A lot? Don't diss him like that. Don't diss him like that.
Right. Here's the thing you got to understand. Like he said, 72 and 10. The Bulls did lose 10 times that year.
That's true.
They do lose 10 times.
but they still won a championship. Greatest team ever. You know, and I don't understand all this hate from Project Money. I don't understand it. I mean, you're from Chicago, right?
Yes. Well, originally West Suburbs, but I've lived in Chicago in
What West Suburbs? Oh no!
You set yourself up.
I gotta be honest. I don't want to be one of those. I don't want to be one of those people you meet in a different state that says they're from Chicago. I gotta be honest about exactly where I'm from.
Yeah, good thing you. I would have been mad if you said Chicago. We figured out you weren't. That would have made it worse.
Yeah, then we had to jump you.
Dog.
That's
I'm
why
just like I don't.
I'm up front.
You can't just rep the city.
I mean, we're learning a lot about you, Greg. Like first, you're a snitch.
Yeah, dude, snitch.
You might be a liar.
Why am I? Why am I? What have I done to snitch? I haven't talked to any other person yet.
For all we know, Chris could be tapping into this conversation right now, saying it right to the feds. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Our shit does get hacked sometimes, so that's. I mean,
possible. You're recording this right now, so everything is on evidence.
With your consent, of course.
Cool, you're asking these weird questions too. You're asking these weird questions.
This is where I need my backup. This is where I need my backup right now. Like
you asked me what's my favorite part of a salad, knowing I've never ate one before. So like now I'm offended because now I feel like that question was made.
Well, there's got to be something wrong with the prison system then if they're not getting the nutrition in. Like what the fuck? Who did I vote into? Who did we vote in that's not like battling for proper nutrition in the prison system? Like that's fucked up.
I mean, that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole discussion. Listen.
I'm deflecting.
Listen, now you're just trying on equal grounds with me, but I know you're fake. I know it's fake. I know you're like texting my pro officer like you're scared right now. So I'm gonna ease up. I'm gonna ease up a little bit.
But yeah. So back to what I was saying.
Yeah, where were we?
You're a Bulls fan. You remembered the first time Michael Jordan retired, right?
Yes.
But when he came back, you were happy, weren't you?
Yeah.
Were you not? The game of basketball was better when Michael Jordan came back. You should be just as happy, if not even more happy, that Project Money decided not to retire. Because that means the business of wrestling is only going to be better with Project Money in it.
Sure, but he went about it. He went about it in the worst way. I mean, you could just do it in a very different way. Like,
what do you do? He retired and then he unretired 20 minutes later. It's all good.
What about Andy Long? He beat up Andy Long. He beat up Matt Nix.
He
came on this podcast. He came on this podcast and it's like, I'm retiring a whole hour plus of my life. That podcast doesn't hold up anymore. We talk about Permonix's retirement. You go back.
What did Tom Brady just do? What did Tom Brady just do? What did he just do?
He did a Project Monix.
Hey, he's a millionaire. And we're not. Maybe we should all retire and then come back.
If Tom Brady would have went on this podcast, I would have the same energy towards Tom Brady and said, "Hey, I'm retired," and then he wasn't. I would have the same energy.
Hey,
he's a winner.
He's a winner. Like that, you can do what you want. Project Money can do what he wants.
So what I was going to say before we got on the project, thank you for your input there, was I was going to say a person we're kind of on even ground with now is a guy like GPA. GPA is a guy who will sit in the ring and makes, like to Darius's point, he potentially need to wait to have the crowd react. GPA is one who does that pretty well. He's one you could potentially learn from. I mean, he knows he knows tactics, right? I don't know if you guys have talked to him at all. I don't know if he has any shanks on him. So you guys might be a little bit more to that extreme, but GPA will do whatever. He'll do whatever to win. So, and he's one who lets the crowd react.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to GPA a couple of times. I mean, we're both scholars,
True.
Sometimes you gotta be able to just meet people that have common ground with you, like you said. And we've talked about a few things actually, and he's critiqued and given advice.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he can teach me how to read.
I actually was thinking about that. I was supposed to text him about that. Don't worry about it.
He has tutoring. Does he have tutoring classes? He has tutoring classes or what?
We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
I can send this clip to him if you want. If you want me to send this.
Hey, listen. If he can teach me how to read, he's gonna save Darius a lot of time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Cool. James mentioned that he thinks that you even got a comedy side, a comedic side that you can maybe pull out or turn up a notch during matches. Do you feel that same way? Do you feel like you have that maybe comedic timing that you're working on during a match?
I mean, I feel like that's a little bit more tougher for me to really answer.
Okay.
Because, I mean, do I think I can be funny? Yes. Is it something I always plan to do? I don't think so, but I think it's just about those times when you just feeling it in the moment. And if I feel like it's time to be funny, I'll definitely be funny.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't want to use the term give the people what they want, because at the end of the day, we just trying to get what we want. But
Right.
in the sense of, I can make you laugh. You know,
it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, I know I can. Just without it. But there's not always just a set plan to just go out there and do funny.
Right. Koda, we talked about Darius's unique promo. Do you have anything cooking up that shows a side of just who Koda is the character, or something that like is a reflection of yourself that you might be posting out there in the future?
Character's just me, man. Character's just me about 4 years ago when I was like 15 or something like that, you know? When I was like a teenager. It's just me, man. That person's not gone at all. He's still in there, you know? He just a little bit more calmed down now, as Darius tries to do often, you know? It's still there. It's like nothing really fake about it. Like wherever I am, if I got something to say, I'll put on the camera and say it. Whether it be in the alley, whether it be on the bus, in my car, in Davy Bang's car, wherever I'm at, if I got something to say to someone, I'll say it. It ain't a problem for me, man. It ain't nothing big deal. It ain't nothing scared. It ain't nothing written. It's me just coming straight from the heart. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. When I feel it, I'll say it.
Okay. Individual goals and like team goals in freelance. Obviously, I'm assuming there's championship goal on the mind. Is there any? Is it just you guys want to be the best and beat everyone? Is it the top? How can you guys describe me what are these goals you're going to accomplish? Freelance, independent scene, etc. What do you got in mind?
I mean, I guess freelance tag title is definitely one of our goals. I mean, we already have them. We just don't have them
officially.
I mean, I'm not one for rules, so
sure,
it is what it is.
I mean, if we have them, we have them. Like, no one's tried to take them from us, technically. I mean, Bang Bros did what they did, but no one could really physically try and take anything off of us. You know, but yeah, of course, I don't think you put a team together like this and not try to reach for tag team titles in freelance or any other company. But I do know, like, obviously we did start off as singles competitors as well. So, you know, we all have our different goals.
Yeah.
Trying to take this as far as we can. And whatever that looks like, I guess we'll just see.
Yeah, no, that's a perfectly good answer. I should have prefaced this with, like, we've asked this question to Kylie Ray years ago, and her answer was I've already accomplished it. I just want to have a match. She had her first match, and that was anything else is a bonus. So the answer to this question could be, you don't have goals could be whatever the heck you want to be. Answer to this question could be just to see what happens and keep doing our thing. That could be a perfectly fine and acceptable answer. So it sounds like it's a little bit of that, but also dominate along the way, keep those belts, etc. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there's validation in companies putting belts on people. It just shows that they trust you with different things. They trust your vision with your character, or how the crowd reacts, what they feel storylines can go to. So I do believe that winning titles is a goal of almost anyone, just because you work hard in your character and getting merch and doing promos and getting gear and making all the roles and all the miles that you do. So I'll never sit and say that I don't want to win like tag titles or singles titles. But I am definitely having fun. I never thought I would be doing something like this. So.
Sure. Yeah. Who would you guys say? Do you guys have rivals right now, or is it just anyone that gets in? Like, you say did the Bang Bros or the Taking Home Wreckers are your rivals, or is it's just kind of anyone that gets in your way at this point?
I don't think we have rivals. I just think people think that we're their rivals. Because I could care less about David August or Taking Home Wreckers.
Yeah.
Because if they had the problem, they would come step to us. But we're the ones doing the stepping.
You're the aggressors.
They haven't done nothing to it. Like, they haven't done anything back. We took these titles from them, right? We beat them up in the parking lot. And what do? They use their Twitter fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a Twitter finger. I got a trigger finger, if you know what I mean.
Come on now. Don't forget where
were you going to add to that, Darius?
I was just going to tell Koda, like, you got to remember, as my mentoring brain is going off. It's not.
Oh, sorry.
Remember, it's not I could care less. It's I couldn't care less. We want to make sure we're using proper terms for when we're going into those interviews, okay? So I couldn't care less.
Yeah, we gotta get in that GPA seminar real quick to get that.
It's gonna be okay.
Tutoring, man.
You didn't know. You didn't know. So I told
you gotta text them. We gotta get this up ASAP, man.
Okay. There's no rivals. I mean, we just having fun. Like I told you, we just teaching the Bang Bros a lesson because technically I do see great things for them, but they have a lot that they need to learn about life. So until we're finished, or we feel that we're finished teaching them the things that they need to know, then this is just going to be one of those things. The Taking Home Wreckers, they are just victims. They're casualties of war. We were going to steal those. We were going to take those titles from whoever were holding them at the time. But if they want the smoke, as people say, then where to find us again. They won the last match, but we still got the belt. They haven't tried to roll up on us. None of these guys are trying to come to the hood. Because if they really wanted the belts back that bad, it's not hard to find us. It's not hard to find us at all.
Right.
But like I say, there's a lot of talk on Twitter, but no one pulled up yet.
Okay. Within the city limits proper, not the suburbs. They won't find you out in the burbs.
No, we don't do that. Nah. No. Well, actually, you'll catch me in the burbs for some extracurricular activity. Sure. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Sometimes, there's good looking cars out there that sometimes you just want to get a better look at.
Yeah, they got like racetracks and like go-karts and stuff that out in I forget what the suburb is, but that's what he's talking about, different things like that, extracurricular activities.
I also like to see how people's home security systems work, how good they are,
Right. Yeah. I'm helping him get his credit together to buy a house. So we go out to the suburb.
There's less of those little blue ADT security signs in the suburbs, right, on the front lawn.
No, there's more of them. There's more of them.
Oh, there's more of them?
They have them. Yeah, they have them in the city. I got one on my house. So, he's tested out my security system.
That's how we met. Actually. I accidentally tested out a security system.
Yeah.
And you were thankful for that. He's like, oh, this works. The security system works. It's great. Thanks for testing it.
Some people aren't as thankful as he was, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
All right. Well, that's the main course. The favorite main course food, Darius. Do you have something that you usually go to?
My favorite main course food. is a tie between either steak or seafood.
Lavish.
Any specific seafood or just like just a kind of an array?
Catfish, crab legs, shrimp, lobster. You know, I can afford it, so
Little surf and turf.
yeah, definitely.
Koda, I mean, sorry, I feel like food's a sensitive subject now. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, it's not a salad. It's not a salad.
It's not a salad.
It's
So
not a salad.
What would be your answer then?
Hood food.
Okay.
Some good old hood food.
That would include,
man, tacos.
Okay.
Ooh, some kind of salad tacos.
Okay.
Bet.
Yeah.
Or some hot Cheetos with some cheese on it.
There you go. Hot flamings.
Right? Yeah, with some lime. Ooh.
That's new. I didn't know about the lime.
That's a wrinkle. Yeah. When I was growing up, people didn't use the lime.
You throw that lime on there. Whew.
But that's been a thing since the night. I remember kids bringing that to lunch.
Yeah.
So that's been a thing. Like that's timeless, it seems.
Yeah.
Listen, if we're ranking snacks here, if we're ranking some good old snacks, honey buns number 1, 2, got some ho-hos, and then 3, flaming hots with some cheese on it with some lime.
Okay.
I'll agree with the ho-hos.
Okay.
I will agree with the ho-hos.
You in a honey bun sporter?
Not really. I mean, that's your thing.
I thought I knew you. I think you know a guy. You think you know a guy.
I support you in your endeavors.
You and your host. That's what you support.
Listen, if you ever bring me a glazed honey bun, you might get like a shake or two. I mean, a handshake or two. You know.
Clean it up.
All right, into the dessert. So what wrestling are you guys watching right now in your spare time? I think Koda's got something on. What are you watching, Koda?
Right now I just turned on NXT Revolution. Looks like Kevin Owens versus CJ Parker, Juice Robinson.
Yeah. That's for people who haven't seen that match, there's a nose break. Have you seen that match?
Yeah, dude. Only his first
I didn't want to spoil it.
Palm strike.
Yes.
Palm strike right in the beginning.
That's the thing you remember from that match for sure is the palm strike. Is that what you in your free time throughout the week? Is that what are you watching? Just older stuff, anything from the network, or what are you doing into?
So I mean, I record all the shows, like literally everything. I record Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Rampage, NXT, Impact, and I try to watch it all. I like it all. You know, I didn't really like when I started back watching wrestling in 2012. All I really knew was WWE. But I mean, I did like grow up in the Monday Night Wars and everything too. But NXT kind of put me in the man frame of getting to learn the indies, right? But I know everybody has their different flavors. But all the newer companies, I believe, made me appreciate WWE more, just because now there's so many different styles. So I try to watch everything, but I do have a habit of watching older WrestleManias closer to Mania season.
Okay.
Just to get me in that mood. So starting to get back into watching some old WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, no matter what, if Eddie Kingston's on, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I'm watching Eddie Kingston anytime he's on.
Amazing. Yeah. Eddie was an acquired taste for me. I think I saw Eddie Kingston in the ring before I saw Eddie Kingston's promos, and I just didn't get it yet. And then like if I were to introduce someone to Eddie Kingston, I would say like watch his promos first and then watch his in-ring, and then you see the translation there. And I think you got to I think for me, once I got into the indies, I wasn't too into the brawling style at first. And then I feel like you learn to appreciate it. When you have a card full of different stuff, you learn to appreciate, okay, this is a guy who brawls, and like that sort of style. So I think I hate to admit it because the man is a national treasure, but like the first couple of times I saw Eddie Kingston, I didn't get it. And I think it's just because like I think it's because like we're seeing, I don't know what stage of his career you want to call it, but he's been in the game for so long. So we're seeing maybe like the back quarter of his career. And
I feel like he's in his prime.
Okay, so yeah, I mean that's a good art discussion to have then. So because he's been in the game for so long, so like I didn't see any of his stuff. My first impression of him was like an AEW match, but he had done so many things before that.
Yeah, I remember seeing him when I was younger at AEW. Him and like Homicide, are like top tier to me. Those are two guys.
I feel like those guys really like your character really is you guys are very similar in that. Like the character they portray, the character you portray. Like I feel like
and
there's
Santana
a
and Ortiz, the other PNP. They showed me what it's like to be just who you are and not fake it to make you. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Kingston, as one of the statements, said he has been who he has been for all the years he's been in wrestling, hasn't changed, and he still to this day is still the same guy.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Anything the man could say, "I want a piece of cake," and it just goes viral. Like he could, like he's at that point. He's at the point where he's almost like this immortalized person still doing it. He will forever be immortalized. That he had that like it was almost like a self-written article that came out. It was a while back, but it was like I forgot who wrote it, but I don't.
Sports Illustrated, I think, wrote it, or Players Tribune, I think.
Okay, I had my attention span sucks, and I'm on Twitter. I think it's probably because I'm on Twitter all the time, but I could not take my eyes off this article. Like I was glued to it, and I just don't ever read anything that long. So it's like the man has completely stolen my heart, but it took time, I think, for it to happen.
Yeah, man, he speaks like from his truth. Everything he says, he fully believes is true. And once you get other people to realize you're telling the truth, that's how you hook them, man. That's how he does it. Because anything you read from or hear from him, 100% in his heart, he believes that.
Yeah. Darius, was there anyone that would resonate on the level of Eddie that Eddie does to Koda? Is there any wrestler either present or like growing up that has resonated on that level? Who's like some of your favorites?
Yeah, so I love the larger than life stars. So obviously, The Rock is always going to be the first person that comes to mind because I just feel like as a kid, like I guess you could say like I'm a learned extrovert just because of survival, I guess. Like being in the type of situations I've been in, you got to kind of learn how to boast on yourself a little bit too, just because people will take that as a sign of weakness. So just seeing like The Rock grow up, seeing HBK, Stone Cold, and I know those are like cliche names, but I guess somebody who a lot of people might not say. Like I love watching like D'Lo Brown. Love Buff Bagwell when he was in WCW. Yeah, Buff Bagwell.
Buff, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was ECW. I was like terrified of Rhino and Taz.
It's a mean team,
those guys growing up.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I mean, and rest in peace to him, of course. But Razor Ramon was the guy. And then once you get older and you grow to be that height, me being a bigger man, like you appreciate that even more. Because when I was younger, I won't say I didn't understand it because I was just watching as a fan. But as I got older and I got taller, and I was like, oh, I'm 6'8", so any big man, and he was one of those guys, like he's my height, but he can move as well.
Right.
So him, Tess, those type of guys.
Tess, I love it. R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to him and Razor. That's great. Other than in the dessert, those were all really awesome answers, and obviously the stuff that Razor has happened has been just crazy. Every year we do something called a buffet bracket, which is, we believe wrestling is buffet. That's why you're in the buffet line. That's kind of our shtick. This year is finishing moves. It's probably going to come out tomorrow. So I'll send you guys the link to vote. But the lowdown is on the finishing moves. That's D'Lo Brown's top rope finisher. It's like a frog
splash.
It's like a frog splash, but he goes.
It's not the frog splash. It's just a frog splash.
It's not the frog splash.
Oh my god!
I have some very bad news for you, Koda. There was a playing game, and I don't think I think I have to go look back, but I think I don't think the frog splash is in the bracket.
So what you're saying is Eddie Guerrero. You put Eddie Guerrero in a play-in game.
This is what you have to understand. You have to separate the move from the wrestler. This is finishing move. This is a finishing move.
Okay. So you're telling me you're gonna just say, "Oh, it's a stunner," but we're gonna take away Stone Cold. It's not just no. You can't separate the person who made the move famous from the move.
I think the bias is always there. The bias is always there, but we're gonna ask to maybe separate to try to separate that and just vote for your favorite finishing move.
Wow, you had the GOAT in a play-in tournament. That's awesome. That's great.
Well, it's not a big bracket. It's not as big as like March Madness. It's like a smaller bracket.
You work with the feds. You're a snitch.
Wait, where did working with the feds get established?
You're a hater. You're making Eddie Guerrero in the play-in tournament. Darius, what kind of interview do you have me doing here, man? Like, what is this? Like, this is gonna be straight sent to my PO right when he hit and ready to record.
We're wrapping up. In the dessert, all we have is so what are the things you guys are interested? Darius, your basketball career? That's pretty cool. Can you touch on that briefly? I did not know about
don't get him started. Don't get him started.
Yeah. So I mean, for the people who do know, like I played at University of Illinois at Chicago.
Okay.
Obviously Division I. Played at Marshall High School, won a state championship there. I was able to spend some time in Belgium, London, and Amsterdam playing basketball. But I kind of wanted to get into my career, I guess you can say. So I did eventually come home. Every time, pull back the curtain a little bit or talking about the shoot life. I am an educator. That's why I'm trying to help Koda get his life together. So
right.
I wanted to get into that. I mean, I love playing basketball, but overseas is a different life.
I was going to ask that next about what it was like to live over there. Yeah. It's probably pretty crazy.
So what I always tell like younger basketball players is like, especially coming from Chicago. In Chicago, you can find a community for any culture, right?
Yes.
Any
That's my favorite part of the city, I think, is the melting pot aspect of it.
And that's pretty much the United States as well, depending on like what cities you have. So you have like a lot of foreign guys come and play in the NBA. They, depending on what cities they go into, they can find a community for themselves. Every country that you go to overseas is not like that. So you have to really be dedicated to that life to want to be over there. Because you could be the only person from America on your team. You could be the only person that can speak English. A lot of those guys live there, so they're going home with their wives and their kids and different things like that. And even though I had fun, I still knew that there was more that I could be doing. So that's why I just decided to just come home and just start focusing on other things. I did play semi-professionally here with a team in Chicago in the ABA. And I mean, I had chances to go back overseas. I think the one place that I do regret not taking a contract to is Brazil, because that's like my dream country that I've always wanted to travel to. So it was super tempting, but it's one thing to visit someplace for 2 weeks versus 8 or 9 months. So
yeah,
I'll get there eventually.
That would have been surreal for sure. That's really cool. I did not know all of that. Learned about you, Koda. And anything else besides testing security systems, examining cars, and anything else you do in your free spare time?
I love like the art of rap music.
Okay.
Like I love like rap music, like passion just to Not even just like the actual listening to music, the actual way people write it, the actual stories behind the music they make, the beat, production, everything. Like I go in depth, like with some of my favorite artists. I watch documentaries on people and try to figure out like why they made the song, what's the meaning behind the song, the producer, who made it, how famous that producer is, who that producer has worked with. So rap music to me is like important. Probably my favorite genre. My favorite genre of music, obviously.
That's awesome. August Matthews, I guess, has a rap playlist. Have you
Yeah,
listened to it?
yeah.
Yeah,
He has
bad, good.
It's good for suburban kids, you know.
Okay.
It's good
I
for suburban
mean,
kids, I
yeah,
guess.
I think
It's
he
what
probably
suburban
just
kids think. It's what suburban kids think me and my big man over here listen to on a daily. So they think
Okay.
makes them hood.
he
It's
probably
not.
just Googled songs people from the hood listen to.
Definitely Google that. He's like, who's top poppin' artist in the hood? And he used the word poppin' for sure because he thought that's
Yeah.
slang we use.
Do you think he put a G at the end of it? ING, popping? Or do
Oh,
you think
for sure. He spelled it correctly. He made sure to like
Yeah.
every.
Of course, he probably have a heart attack over improper grammar. You know.
Let me tell you this. Here's a secret no one knows. August Matthews has a playlist strictly for just Justin Bieber. Breaking news.
Justin
Just
Bieber
Justin Bieber.
playlist?
Just I'm putting it out there now. He's
Wow.
exposed. So
Wow. I mean,
he's faking it. He's faking it.
wow. There are some Justin songs I like. I don't think I could listen to a whole playlist, so that's just me. Who is your some of your favorite rap artists?
Right now?
All time.
Oh, all time. Nas, Biggie, Tupac. I gotta put the whole Wu-Tang Clan in there.
Okay, so you're more the, I guess. I mean, I don't know how. When did Tupac die? I don't even know, but like that was a little bit not, or like leading into the 90s, right? Leading into the 90s, kind of.
That's mid 90s for sure.
Okay.
I mean, Eminem's in there, J. Cole's in there, Kendrick Lamar's in there.
What did you think of the halftime show? Super Bowl halftime show?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought when 50 came out, I popped so hard. I love 50 Cent.
I thought his face was turning red because he was upside down.
Oh, yeah, he was struggling hanging upside down for sure. He was struggling. But hey, he had the biggest pop of the night.
It was a surprise. It was a pleasant surprise because that's so iconic that the song and the video with the cover, and I like it. Like that's so like hanging upside down is like such an iconic thing for him. So
I think that whole group was just like they're all connected through Dre, which makes it like so interesting. They all are connected through one person.
Okay.
But seeing them all together at a halftime show was like, I don't think like 10 years ago you would think that was going to be the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
No, definitely not. No. I loved it. I thought it was a little short. I would have honestly liked another like one
That's
song.
What I
like
said.
Everyone could have done one more song. You just go around again. Honestly,
they should have, they should have played Many Men by 50 Cent. That would have got me up on my seat.
That's a song that I don't think a lot of people know. I love that song.
That song, so that was okay. Secret. That was my first song I came out to Underground.
Okay.
That song speaks to me.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say it's a hidden gem, but it's just like I don't think that like made the radio airwaves, or maybe it did, but I don't remember it like being overplayed a lot. Like I think that's like a
not as big with all the because that was on the same album as Wanksta in the club. So
yeah, Wanksta played a lot.
PIMP was on that album too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was probably like the bigger singles. I feel like it had to be like one more on there that was as far as radio play.
Sure.
Probably definitely Many Men because he was talking some stuff in that.
That's an underground hit. It's not for the radio.
It's not for the radio. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's made for August Matthews to listen to. The other song is not made for August Matthews to listen to.
All right. Darius, you ready for word association before we wrap up?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're gonna do you, and then we're gonna do Koda. So I'm gonna say there's 10 of them. I'm gonna say a word. You give me a one-word answer, and we're just gonna go rapid fire. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Ready? All right. Your first word is pro wrestling.
Art.
I like it. Michael Jordan.
GOAT.
2 for 2. Luke Cage.
Inspirational.
I like it. Freelance Wrestling.
Home.
That's a good one too. Andy Long.
Juice.
The Bang Bros.
Kids.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Kids. Children.
Kids, children. I get it.
Adolescent.
Marche Rocket.
I was supposed to be rapid fire, right? Goal setting.
What goals? Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
I get it.
The disappointment.
No, you're doing good. It's hard. NBA.
Love it.
We'll put a hyphen in there. Put a hyphen. LeBron. Okay. The Freelance Academy.
The future.
And their last one is Trevor Outlaw.
Squelch.
Squelch.
He knows.
You gotta stop using big words, man. You gotta stop using big words. I
don't know I just thought it was a funny word. I don't know the inside joke, but I just thought it was a funny word.
That's for the boys. He knows.
Spell it. Spell it right now.
Huh?
Spell squelch right now. Whatever you just said, spell it. Yeah, spell it.
SQUELCH.
I don't even know if that's right.
It's just a word. It's just a word. As Trevor will say, it could be anything or nothing at all.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you had some really good answers in there. So great job, man. Koda, you're up. Ready?
I don't know that many words. I'll try.
Okay. Your first one is Freelance Academy.
Education.
Okay. Acid Jazz.
Legend.
The Freelance Tag Team Championship.
Stolen.
Kobe Bryant.
Mamba.
That's a good one. Andy Long.
Horror. Like horror movies?
Like horror.
Yeah.
Not that he's a whore. No. Maybe he's a whore for Applebee's, but we'll keep that to a separate conversation. Pro wrestling.
Family.
The Bang Bros.
Ops.
Okay.
See, West Suburbs don't know what that means.
The opposition.
Oh, the opposition. Yes.
No, just ops. Not
you just have to put another
definition.
Suburban boy on.
Yeah, it's too.
He's gonna go around being like, "That's an op. That's an op."
Freelance Underground.
Hood.
Chicago Bulls.
Hometown.
Trevor Outlaw.
Squad.
From
Or
squelch to squad.
No. I'll say gang.
Gang. Just one gang. Not gang.
He's part of the gang. He's part of the gang.
You guys didn't use the word derelict for him. No?
I don't know what that means.
All right. This has been a fun conversation. I feel like I've gotten to know you guys. Now we have some rapport as well. I know I've said hi to you at shows before, but I feel like we're on a new level. Thanks for teaching the suburb kid. Not for the past 6 years, but growing up. The technicality.
We gotta take you out around the hood. We gotta take you around the block. I mean, yeah, we'll set something up. We'll take you around the block.
I want to eat. I want to eat tacos. I don't give a fuck where they're coming from. So like, I'll go eat tacos for sure. So I'm in on that. Probably a couple of things I could learn from the counselor man over there, but appreciate you guys coming on. Didn't have my backup with me today, but I feel like I got through it. But yeah, before we go, best of luck with everything. But is there anywhere that people can find you or search you out, or you have the floor now? I'll start with Darius before we go.
Yes. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at @OneManDynasty_. Some hater didn't want to drop the original one-man dynasty name, so I had to put the underscore on there.
Okay.
But I have more followers. I'm the star, so you guys can find me on there.
All right. Koda.
I think my Twitter is Prince100 Koda. I think that's what it is. My Instagram's Koda_Hernandez.
There you go.
And if y'all can follow Alyssa J Beauty on Instagram, that's my girl's beauty account. She's a cosmetologist. Whatever
Okay,
that
cool.
means. But she's starting that. So yeah, give her a follow too. Because if not, she won't make me the tacos that I want to eat.
Okay. Fantastic. Right. Quickly before we go, I want to get your guys' opinion on it. How far are the Bulls going this year?
At least the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
We get everybody back, even if we stay in the seed that we are in now.
Okay.
Because then we don't have to see Philly, the Nets, or Milwaukee until the Eastern Conference Finals. If the seed and status.
That would be I would love to avoid the Nets and the Bucks until then. That would be great if possible. I mean, I don't know. I got a lot of confidence in this team, but we're not very deep. We need everyone. We need like the true six, you know. So yeah, what do you think, Koda?
I think same thing is like if we don't run into Philly or the Bucks with Giannis or the Nets, I think we get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Is if we do run into these teams, we have a problem. We're what? We just lost 2 straight, I think. 3.
We still down a lot of people though.
So
Yeah,
with the Harden trade, Philly's that much. I haven't seen really them play. We haven't played them since they got Harden, right? So they're like, are they scaring people right now or not?
I don't really care about Harden.
We
have no one to defend Embiid.
Yeah.
No one on our team.
That's a big problem. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
That's the issue.
Sure.
Okay.
We don't have any solid big men defenders. Like Giannis is getting through that paint easily.
No, I know. We don't even have a plan for him. What is the plan? Like, I feel like we don't really have a plan for Giannis even when we play. So just gonna hold our breath. But hey, thanks for coming on, guys. I hope you enjoyed the buffet line.
No problem. I hope we was able to add a little street knowledge to your mental today. So I'm sure Koda will say don't get caught lacking because we might have to test you out.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Listen, if you're not I always keep my hitter to the left of me. All right. If you ever see me at a show, my hitter's right to the side of me.
All right.
If you're without your hitter, you gotta be testing, man. We gotta make sure you know how it has to go down. We don't want you to go out into actual streets and then something worse happens to you, you know?
Because you didn't make us look bad.
Yeah, you're making us look bad, man. We don't want to do that to you. You think we like hurting people?
No,
I know I do.
Not at all. I know. I'll come prepared mentally next time we, not physically, nothing on me. Come in peace, but I'll come prepared mentally next time I see you at a show. But I appreciate you guys coming on.
No problem.
All right, take care.